Hi friend, welcome to Math A to Z. Our today's topic of discussion is quotient ring. Now, the definition of quotient ring. Definition of quotient ring. Let R plus dot be any ring with respect to addition and multiplication, and U be an ideal of R. So U plus must be a subgroup of R plus from the definition of ideal. Now, since R plus is commutative, so U plus is also commutative. That is, we say that U plus is not only subgroup, it is a normal subgroup also. Right? A normal subgroup of R plus. So we say that all the left quotient or right quotient, because normal subgroup, so all the quotient of all the quotient of R forms an additive subgroup or additive group, and this is denoted by R by U, plus. Here the element of R by U is of the form A plus U, where A belongs to R. Right? This is the element of R by U. And the addition defined on this set as A plus U plus B plus U equal to A plus B plus U. A, B belongs to R. Right? These are two elements of R by U. Now, here we define another operation generally denoted by star as A plus U star B plus U equal to AB plus U for all AB belongs to R. Now, since this operation we define here, so it must be shown that this operation is well defined. Now, to show this operation to well define, if A plus U equal to A dash plus U and B plus U equal to B dash plus U, then A dash plus U into B dash plus U equal to A plus U star B plus U, here also star, that is equal to AB plus U. This is the definition. Here we define this result. Now, since A plus U equal to A dash plus U, this relation implies A minus A dash belongs to U. Also, from this relation we have B minus B dash belongs to U. That is, we can take A minus A dash equal to U1 and B minus B dash equal to U2, where U1, U2 both belongs to U. Now, A equal to A dash plus U1 and B equal to B dash plus U2, right? Then we have A dash B dash minus AB equal to. Here we put the value of A dash and B dash. Here this can be written as this can be taken as A dash minus A belongs to U, that is A dash minus A equal to U1, and here we can be taken this, that is okay. Now we put the value of A dash and B dash from here and here in this position. So we get A plus U1 into B plus U2 minus AB. Now multiply, we get the result as AB cancelled, A U2 plus B U1 plus U1 U2. Here U2 belongs to U and A belongs to R. Imply A U2 belongs to U because U is ideal. Similarly, this is also belongs to U. This belongs to U, this belongs to U, and it is obviously belongs to U. So we can write that A dash B dash minus AB belongs to U. Okay, that is A dash B dash plus U equal to AB plus U. That is A dash plus U star B dash plus U equal to AB plus U. Imply, and this is equal to A dash B dash plus U from this result, that is A dash plus U in star B dash plus U equal to A dash B dash plus U. So we say that star is well defined. Star is well defined. Now both the operation on the quotient proof R by U plus star as A plus U plus B plus U equal to A plus B plus U and A plus U star B plus U equal to AB plus U for all AB belongs to R. Okay, and all the other property, this property is closed under addition, this property is closed under star or multiplication, and all the other property of ring can very easily be verified in R by U. So we say that this is a ring and whose elements are in the form A plus U, B plus U, C plus U and etc. And this ring is called quotient ring. This ring is called quotient ring of R plus comma dot. Okay. Here in the ring 0 be the 0 element. Okay. And 0 plus U equal to U be the zero element. Zero element in the quotient ring. Also, if this ring be commutative, then AB equal to BA, and from this property we can write A plus U, sorry, this is U star B plus U equal to AB plus U equal to BA plus U equal to B plus U star A plus U. That is A plus U star B plus U equal to B plus U star A plus U. This relation shows that the quotient ring is also commutative if the mother ring is commutative. Right? Now, if this ring contains unity I or 1, okay, then here 1 plus U must be belongs to R by U, and the property of 1 plus U is 1 plus U star A plus U equal to 1 into A plus U equal to A plus U for all A plus U belongs to R by U. So we say that 1 plus U belongs to R by U is unity element. Unity element. That is, we say that if the ring, mother ring contains unity, then obviously the quotient ring also contains unity, and the unity element of the quotient ring is 1 plus U or I plus U. Okay. Now we go to some example of quotient ring. If we consider the ring Z plus dot, ring of integer, and the ideal U, 3Z plus dot, we know that this is commutative ring with unity, and the quotient ring R by U contains the element must be at first 0 element and 1 plus U, this is unity, and 2 plus U, only 3 element in the quotient ring. And if we consider the ring as 2Z plus dot, and the ideal is 6Z plus dot, this ring not contain unity, and here the quotient ring but commutative. Quotient ring contains the element, obviously first element is the 0 element U, and the second element is 2 plus U, and the third element is 4 plus U. And here if we test, we see that this is the unity element. 4 plus U is the unity element with respect to dot, that is unity element. Okay, but this ring cannot have any unity element. Okay, so we see that if the ring is not contain unity, then maybe the quotient ring contains unity. But if the ring, mother ring contains unity, then we always say that the quotient ring must be contains unity. Also, another example contains the ring Z6 plus dot, and the ideal is generated by 3 plus, that is 0 plus 3 plus. Okay, here R by U contains only 3 elements. First, obviously 0 element, second 1 plus U, and third 2 plus U. Right? Now we go to an important theorem of the quotient, and the statement of this theorem is in a commutative ring, R with unity and ideal P is prime ideal if and only ideal P is prime if and only the quotient ring R by P is an integral domain. Okay, very important theorem. Now go to the proof of this theorem. Here we first let P is prime ideal, and it is also given that R is commutative ring with unity. So we must say that the quotient ring R by P is commutative with unity. Okay. Now we have only another property to prove R by P is integral domain, which is contains no divisor of 0 only. Okay. Now we try to prove this property. Let A plus P and B plus P, 2 elements of R by P, where AB both elements of the ring, and also let A plus P star B plus P equal to 0 element of the quotient ring. We let the product of 2 elements is the 0 element, and from the definition of product we have AB plus P equal to P, and this hold only if AB belongs to P. Now since P is prime, here it is given P is prime, so that from the definition of prime ideal we have either A belongs to P or B belongs to P. Right? Now if A belongs to P, then A plus P equal to P, or B plus P equal to P. That is either A plus P equal to P or B plus P equal to P. That is either A plus P is 0 element or B plus P is 0 element. Right? So we say that the product is a 0 element, then this implies either the first element is 0 element or the second element is 0 element. So it must contains no divisor of 0. So it is R by P is a ring, is a commutative ring with unity having no 0 divisor. So it is an integral domain. Okay, integral domain. Now conversely, let let R by P is an integral domain. In converse part, we let R by P is an integral domain. And let AB belongs to P. Then we have to show either A belongs to P or B belongs to P. Then we can say P is prime. Okay? Here it is given, it is integral domain, and we prove this is prime integral. Now AB belongs to P imply AB plus P equal to P, and this imply A plus P star B plus P equal to P. Okay? And since this is zero element of R by P, and since R by P is an integral domain, so from the definition of integral domain, it contains no divisor of 0, then either A plus P equal to P or B plus P equal to P. Right? If that is either A plus P equal to P, then A belongs to P, or B plus P equal to P, then B belongs to P. Okay? That is, we say that AB belongs to P imply either A belongs to P or B belongs to P. That is, P is prime ideal. And this completes the important proof of the important theorem. And we consider the last important theorem about quotient ring, and the last theorem of the theorem is, in a commutative ring R with unity, an ideal M is maximal ideal if and only the quotient ring R by M is a field. Okay? M be the maximal ideal if and only R by M is field. Now, for proving the first part, we let here R be commutative and with unity. Okay? And since M is maximal ideal, so M must not equal to R. Okay? And since M must not equal to R, imply 1 does not belongs to M, because we know that if the unity element belongs to the ideal, then ideal is improper. But here ideal is proper, maximal means proper ideal. So 1 does not belongs to M. And from here we say that the quotient ring R by M must not be trivial, that is non-trivial. If M equal to R, then R by M is trivial or this is trivial quotient ring. Since R is commutative with unity, so R by M is also commutative and also with unity. With unity 1 plus M. Right? And since this is non-trivial, so it must have a non-zero element. Let it be A plus M belongs to R by M, be a non-zero element. And since this is non-zero element, so A does not belongs to M. Because if A belongs to M, then A plus M equal to M, and M is the zero element of R by M. So A does not belongs to M. Now, since R is commutative ring with unity, so we know that the principal ideal generated by A is given by AR, and we name this principal ideal by T equal to AR. Okay, since this is commutative ring with unity. Now we get two ideas. One is given M, and we construct principal ideal T, and we know that M plus T is also an ideal of R. Okay, and since A belongs to T, imply A belongs to M plus T, but here A does not belong to M. So we can say M is a subset of M plus T, and this is the proper subset of M plus T is an ideal containing M. Now, by the property of or definition of maximal ideal, this must be equal to the ring. This is the definition of maximal ideal, and since M plus T equal to R, then 1, that is unity element of R, must be equal to M plus T, and this can be written as 1 equal to B plus AR, right? Because the element of T is of the form AR and any element B of M. Now 1 plus R by M is a field. This is the statement of the theorem. Now 1 plus M equal to B plus AR plus M, and this is B plus M plus AR plus M. This is smaller. Since B belongs to M, so B plus M equal to M plus AR plus M, and this is AR plus M, and this is A plus M star B plus M from the definition of star. Okay, and since this is commutative, so R by M is also commutative here, that is, sorry, this is R plus M, R plus M into A plus M. Okay, now we say that we let A plus M be a non-zero element of R by M, and we have A plus M into R plus M equal to R plus M star A plus M equal to 1 plus M, and this is the unity of R by M. So we say that A plus M has inverse, and inverse is equal to R plus M. Okay, and since A plus M is arbitrary element, so we say that every arbitrary non-zero element of R by M has inverse. So every non-zero element is unit, that is invertible. So this is a field. It is commutative, it contains unity, and every element is unit, that is R by M is field. Now we go to the converse part of the theorem. In the converse part, we let R by N is field. Okay. Since field is non-trivial ring, field is non-trivial ring. So from this condition, we say that R not equal to M. Because if R equal to M, then this is trivial. So R not equal to M. And since 1 belongs to R, 1 belongs to R, and also R be commutative. So we must have 1 plus M be the unity element belongs to R by M. Because we know that if the ring, mother ring is contains unity, then the quotient ring also contains unity. Right? Let U be any ideal of R, any ideal of R, such that M is a proper subset, of U. That is, there exists A belongs to U, but A does not belongs to M, because U is a proper subset of M. So A plus M belongs to R by M, and also A plus M is a non-zero element, of R by M. And since A plus M is non-zero element of R by M and R by M is a field, so we must have it is unit. So there exists another non-zero element B plus M belongs to R by M, such that A plus M into B plus M equal to 1 plus M. Right? That is AB, this is star, AB plus M equal to 1 plus M, imply AB minus 1 belongs to M, and this is a subset of U, imply AB minus 1 belongs to U also. Now we say that A belongs to U and B belongs to R, because all the element are belongs to R, and U be an ideal, so we must have AB belongs to U from the definition of ideal, and AB belongs to U, AB minus 1 belongs to U, then AB minus 1 must be belongs to U, that is 1 belongs to U. Right? So the identity element or unity element of R belongs to the ideal U. Then the ideal must be improper ideal, that is equal to R. So U equal to R, that is M subset U subset R, imply U equal to R, and this is the definition of maximal ideal of M. So we must say M be the maximal ideal of the ring. Correct? And this is complete the proof of this theorem. This and this are very important theorem of quotient ring. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you.